Good afternoon, YouTube viewers and subscribers. So on the bench today I've got a newly acquired, as in yesterday, OS FS-70 Surpass engine. Now this is one I plan on keeping. It wasn't really one I planned on buying, but you know, shit happens sometimes. Speaking of shit happens, just had a quarter pounder with cheese with onions, and good thing this isn't smell-o-vision. Anyway, so this is the first time I've ever run this engine. I'm debating on whether I'm going to do a look inside and some other things with this engine, but I really just want to kind of get a run done. Now, when I bought this, the ad said that it had been run probably once, maybe twice, not sure. It was completely freed up. This engine is not locked up at all. It's in pristine shape, and as you can see, I've got the rocker covers off. And I checked the valve clearance on this, and it's set perfectly because, you know, it's probably set by OS at the factory, so of course it's perfect. But I noticed that it's extremely dry up there, which is normal. They don't oil those things at the factory either. But I'm going to have another camera set up here just looking at the rocker cover, or the rockers, and that's why I've got the cover off, because a lot of times people are curious about, well, how does lubrication get up there? And sometimes it migrates up there. Some people say oil vaporization. Most manuals, I know the Sato manuals, say you put a little, you know, a couple drops of oil on this area before you run it anyway. So I'm not too concerned about damage being done to this if I don't put a couple drops of oil on there. So I'm going to run it just like this and just see if there's any kind of lubrication that gets up there during this run. Now, because I think this is a very low time engine, maybe one run, two tops, if even that, it's going to be kind of a break-in run. I'm not really going to be trying to tweak this out, and therefore I'm obviously not going to be doing any static thrust with this run. But I've got a good OSF glow plug in here, and I've got a small tank of my 8020 FAI fuel and an APC 13.6 prop installed, and I've opened the high-speed needle 2 full turns from closed, and I preliminarily checked that it does draw fuel, so let's just get to running this baby. Okay, got enough. I don't think this choke mechanism seals quite as good as my finger does. Okay, now I see fuel. damn. Those of you that don't know, I love OS engines from the 80s. Most of the engines in the 2000s are okay too, but the quality declined. But I think you can see now why I freaking love OS engines from the 80s so much. The quality is just there. The valves were set perfectly, unlike what you would find on an ASP or a Magnum engine where the shit was just not right. Even the low-speed needle was almost dead nuts on. You saw it idling. As far as I know, this is only the third tank of fuel this engine has ever seen. So I'm pretty sure that nobody ever messed with the low-speed mixture setting on this. This engine is just phenomenal. It's just incredible. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this first run of this OS FS-70 Surpass engine, and I will be running this many more times. How many more will be on video is kind of up to you. Obviously, I'm going to want to do some runs after another tank or two with some static thrust in this prop, kind of see how it matches up with the OS FS-70 Ultimate, which I know the Ultimate will probably outpower it by a means, but this is just an incredible engine. OS engines from the 80s are just incredible, and if you get a chance to get one that's in really good condition, I highly recommend it, because parts for these things are getting harder and harder to find. So that's why I encourage you, if you find one that's in new or in extremely good condition, to get one. Ones that have been abused and used heavily, because of the parts availability, that could be somewhat of an issue. But man, this engine is awesome. So thank you all for watching.